more faded brown plastic. You can see where labels used to be. Saran wrap on the work surface. Paint the exposed faded surfaces with 40% peroxide cream. Protect the cream from drying out by folding over the saran wrap. Wrap UV LEDs around everything. Cover with tin foil. Turn on the LEDs and wait 24 hours. These two that were on the end still got a little bit of brown on them. My fault, I didn't get enough LEDs on them. No problem, the procedure can be repeated as many times as needed to get the desired effect. I also have some old project boxes, actually from an old defunct product, that are horribly faded. You can make them into nice little boxes for projects. I also forgot that I have a tank of sorts that I can use to hold these items. Remember, the purpose of the saran wrap is only to keep the peroxide from drying out. So that was one of my mistakes on the smaller pieces. The peroxide had dried out. This time I've fully covered the piece in saran wrap. So here they are after bleaching. The resistor and capacitor substitution boxes did quite well, although there's a curious artifact on the capacitor box. May have been from injection molding, not from the bleaching process. However, these old Aerowares that are now going to be project boxes fared differently. The bleaching process wasn't complete. You can still see some brown. I attribute that to be the fact that it was not exposed to UV sunlight. It was exposed to hazardous gas, so this bleaching process may not be as effective. I did put one through a second very intensive exposure to ultraviolet light where I wrapped the lights right around the saran wrap, a very messy process, and almost ruined my UV light strip when the peroxide leaked. But you can see a curious polka dot effect where the UV LEDs were right above the plastic, which leads me to think that I could bleach these if I had a much more intense source of UV light or longer exposure or a higher concentration of peroxide. I'm not going to do that because these will serve quite nicely as project boxes for whatever project I put in them in the future. So that is the UV and peroxide plastic bleaching method tried on 4 more examples. Hope you enjoyed.